Hi guys, get out your notebooks. This is lesson 8.5 for course 2. Let's get ready and take some notes. Okay, today's section deals with circumference and area of circles. So there's going to be two formulas that you have to know. The first formula is circumference of a circle. And the formula for circumference of a circle is C equals pi times D. And C is the circumference. Just draw an arrow up to this here. C is the circumference, D is the diameter, and the diameter is the distance across the entire circle from one side to the other. And then pi is a number that goes on forever, but we're going to simplify or round it to 3.14. So we'll always use that 3.14 unless you have a pi key on your calculator. And then the diameter is this red line that goes from one end of the circle to the other side of the circle. And it cuts across the center. Okay, so make sure you have that in your notes. Put a box or a circle around it so you know where that formula is. So we need to find the circumference of the circle, and we're going to round to the nearest tenth. So remember, circumference is equal to pi times the diameter. So the circumference is equal to 3.14. The diameter of the circle is here, 9 meters. So we're going to multiply that by 9. So you can use your calculator to find the circumference. So 3.14 times 9. The circumference is about equal to 28.26. And it says round to the nearest tenth, which means we need to round to the spot 1 point after the decimal point. The 6 behind the 2 tells us we need to round the 2 up. So the circumference is 28.3 meters. And what circumference is it's just the distance around the circle. So circumference is very similar to the perimeter, okay? When we find the perimeter of a triangle or a parallelogram. So it's just the distance around. So the answer here would be 8.3 centimeters, or 28.3 centimeters. The second formula that you need to write down is the formula for area of a circle. And here's the formula. Area is equal to pi times r squared. Remember from circumference, pi is 3.14. R is the radius. And you can see in the diagram over here that the radius is just the distance from the center of the circle to any point on the circle. So make sure you get this written in your notes as well as the drawing. Now remember, area, just like in a rectangle and a triangle, is the amount of space that's inside a figure. So whenever we find area, it's always going to be the units squared. Okay, so let's find the area of this circle. So I'm going to write down the formula. Area is equal to pi r squared. And then I'm going to plug into the formula. So here we have the radius is 12. So area is equal to pi, which is 3.14, times the radius, which is 12, squared. So we're going to follow our order of operations. And the first thing that we're going to do is the 12 squared. So 12 squared is 144. And then we're going to multiply 144 times 3.14, which is 452.5 3.16. Now again, it says round to the nearest square unit. So that is the ones place. So we look at the number in the tens place, which is a 1. So when we round to the nearest square unit, it would be 452. And the unit we're measuring in is meters. So it would be meters squared because we're finding out how much space is inside the circle. So it's 452 meters squared. Now I want you to try this problem on your own. So we have the pizza, and we want to find the circumference, which remember, circumference is like the perimeter, but it has a different name when we're talking about a circle. And then the area. So the circumference, we want to know the distance around the pizza. And the area, we want to know how much dough and toppings and cheese and sauce we need to put on the inside. So go ahead and pause the video and you can work on this problem, and when you're ready, we'll come back and go over it. All right, so the circumference is equal to pi times the diameter. Now here's the problem. We only know the radius. So how can we find the diameter of this piece of pizza? So if we know from here to here, can't see that very well, is 8 inches, what would the whole distance across be? So we would take 8, and then this here is another 8 centimeter, I'm looking at centimeters for the problem. This is another 8 inches, so 8 plus 8 would be 16. So the diameter is equal to 16 inches. So to find the circumference, we're going to take pi, which is 3.14, and multiply it by the diameter, which is 16. So you can use your calculator to do this. 3.14 times 16 is 50.24 inches. So the distance around the pizza is 50.24 inches. Now we're going to find the area. So the area is equal to pi times the radius squared. So we know pi is 3.14. The radius is right here. That's the distance from the center to the edge of the pizza, and that's 8 inches, and we're going to square that. So we have 3.14 times 8 squared is 64. So 3.14 times 64 is, let me get this, .96 inches squared. That's the area inside. That's it for today. If you have any questions, bring them to class tomorrow.